friends. My name is Fursov and I'm in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and I'm in my laboratory in the Institute of Zoology of National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. And my friends and my subscribers of channel about insects, entomology, beekeeping and nature of Ukraine asked me to repeat the story about methods of collecting insects, entomological material, which is used for amateurs and for professionals who are studying insects. I hope that this can be useful for entomologists, people who are studying insects. And we are entomologists. And by the way, I am an entomologist too. So this story is for you, for professionals and for amateurs and for hobbyists. How to collect insects? Well, I tell you in English, so hopefully it can be used in different countries, because now this internet worldwide, you can see it everywhere. I will do it with accent on some groups of Hymenopteras, on Hymenoptera insects, which are bees, parasitic bees, honeybees, wasps, sawflies and other phytophagous and parasitic insects. But it can be used for other groups of insects as well. First of all, you need to collect insects. How you can do it? You need special tools. First tool, you need to use net. Well, net, sweeping net. Yes, indeed, this is a sweeping net with such a with movable stick. Well, and we use it to get insect inside the sweeping net. Exactly, we tell it by sweeping insects. I will show it later in natural conditions somewhere in a field how we can do it. Now my story in laboratory. First of all, you need changeable stick, so you can collect it either on branches of trees or shrubs, or you can collect it down where like this, collect it on grass. Good. After that, when you collected insects, catch it and grab your sweeping net. So insects will be here. But first of all, I would say that in Ukraine and some other countries probably difficult to buy this type of net. So we buy just only all these metallic parts. And by the way, it's cheaper. Or you can order it in your country. You can buy it in England, United States of America, or France, or some other countries, so it will be costly. Nevertheless, this part from a mesh, you can do it yourself. You can shoe in it, so it will be cheaper. Or the model and construction, you can find it in different entomological books. And first of all, this is a mesh. This is like a sieve for sifting flour. So this should be very, very tough, and by the way, with very fine mesh. So all small insects will be collected inside and they will not escape. That's most important. After, when you collected it inside, rubbed it, so you need to use the second tool, the aspirator. Aspirator is very simple. Simple tool. We use it just this plastic tube, small, long one, short one, and these changeable bottles. These changeable bottles can be done from glass or plastic, so, and here it's closed with mesh again, or you use it like a vacuum aspirator. The longer this tube, you can put it inside the net for long distance, and you can collect it like aspirator, like that. So all insects coming inside this tube, and after that you need to put here something like a poison to kill insects. And definitely I use it, for instance, like a poison, acetic ether. And this is poison used usually by entomologists. I use small bottles, so they do not escape, they do not evaporate so quickly. So I use one tiny piece of cotton, put it on, and again put it inside my aspirator like this. Okay, and close it again. So all insects will die here. After that you can save either these dead, dry insects, or you can put them immediately into ethanol. 70 or 96% ethanol. So again, you can put here the cork, close it, and you can save it for molecular study. Now it's very popular, it's very useful. Or you can use it as a dry material. So these insects, others you can collect your insects, and others can be released, definitely. And how to store these insects? First of all, you can store them, of course, in a big glass, like this size. But it's not convenient, they're too big. So we use small size of glasses. They can be again done from glass or from plastic. And of course you need to use forceps to select your insects. And we use 3 different methods to save insects. First of all, we use, for instance, keeping them dry in collection like this in these small envelopes. Okay, on envelope you can do it again like envelope. Inside, this is a cotton layer. You can buy it in a pharmaceutical shop, spread it here, and put insects on cotton. Very easy, very easy. Close it, and of course you need to write where did you collect it, where you collected material. It's very important. For instance, I will show you already these insects. They're inside plastic package. Okay, and these insects, they're on these layers. Okay, they're here and they're carefully saved. They're very safe because they're on a cotton layer. Again, you need to write here label, because on all these insects you put just a sheet of paper and you need to write label. That's the most important step, because you need to write label. You can type label on your printer, and label need to have indication of the country, the city, the locality, name, and of course name of collector and time of collection. And of course you can indicate plant, you can indicate landscape, or you can indicate ecological conditions, where did you collect it, or maybe the host, if you rear it from particular host. So this label will be used for mounting insects separately and for putting them into the collection. So this insect will be saved carefully, but in plastic box you need to close it very carefully, because some insects, some pests, especially beetles, they're extraordinarily dangerous pests. They can come inside through small different open parts. So close it very carefully, or put it or cover it with plastic, maybe package. This will be more convenient. And after that, second method to put insects on pins, on entomological pins. For that we use usually different types of boxes, entomological boxes. This is type, or just even very simple type like from a plastic box. This with open part, with open window, so here can be glass, window with glass. So we put it inside and put all insects on entomological pins. Well, like this. So you see, all these insects, they are from different groups, but they are on pins. But definitely these pins you cannot buy in a simple shop, like somewhere in a store. Well, these are entomological pins. Entomological pins you need to buy. You need to buy in entomological shop. So now it's became much easier, so you can order these entomological pins through internet. So for instance, this type of entomological pins, okay, with picture of insects, we ordered from Czech Republic. So very easy. You can order it in your country, in England, America, Canada, Australia, or somewhere else, and you can get it through just post service. And the important that they're very carefully done, and they're especially done for insects. So you put your insect on this pin and it will be saved for years, for dozens of years in professional entomological collection without any destruction of your insect. And of course again, if you put it here, your insect like this, it's very important to put the label, at least initially temporal label, with a written place where you collect it, time where you collect it, and name of collector. And after that, you're in long winter evenings, you can write, you can type your full long, as I said, label, and put this small label with size maybe 9 millimeters or 20 millimeters under your insects. Well, that's about mounting of insects. I will not show you now immediately how you can mount, how you can spread, when you need to spread carefully your insects. Otherwise we will be just with all attached legs and with just very bad conditions. You need to spread them openly so your insect will show all features on their face, on the thorax, on the body, on legs, on wings. So in this case, your insect will be very easily used for identification, or it will be just ideal for your entomological collection. So you may see everything what you need under your light microscope. Or if you need to make some preparations of tiny pieces of insects and looking for morphology of small insects, you need to use another type of light microscope. That's another story. Well, what else you need to do for storage of insects? If you are collecting small insects, for instance urine sweeping or just during any other methods, you can use all these small tubes like here. These tubes, they are done with pins and with small pieces of plastic tubes. Okay, for that we use this type of a plastic tube, like this transparent type and plastic, which is very commonly used for aquariums, just for ventilation. So I invented this method because I use for study small insects from 1 millimeter till half of millimeter. So I cut this plastic tube on pieces with length approximately 10 millimeters, 10-20 millimeters. Then I close it from the both sides by cotton, and insects will be inside these small pieces. So insects will be closed, and you easily add on a pin your label. So insects are very safe inside, and they will be saved here for years before you will take it off and use it for the study. And of course, if you collected insects in ethanol, you need to use other types. You need to use small glasses, small tubes, approximately this size. So you put inside 70 or 96% ethanol, and your insects will be saved here inside these tubes. This is also very convenient. So put here the label, the most important part of your collection. Otherwise, your collection will have no value. So it's desirable to put the label inside your sample. And what else? These are methods to collect insects by sweeping. So go on and I will show you other methods. You need to use different methods to collect more insects and different biodiversity of your group. And of course, if you use different methods for collecting, you will have more taxa in your sample, you will get more reliable results, and it will show better results for specific landscape, for specific part of your investigated area. Second method, how to collect insects in these plastic bowls. We call it murky bowls, or just plastic murky plates. What is important? You need to collect insects inside the water, which is filled inside these bowls. For that, you need to use just water, salt and shampoo, or just any liquid which is used, for instance, for cleaning dishes in your kitchen. That's easy to use. I put it in a separate small jar, and of course, I said salt. Salt is important. If you're making special solution at home, you will bring it with you just to the field, this salted water. Usually I use 2 or 3 spoons, big spoons, with 10 grams each spoon for this bottle, and usually I carry with me maybe 5 of these bottles, and maybe approximately 40 of these plates. I put them just on the ground, just in the grass, with a distance maybe 2 meters, 3 meters. I need to see them, otherwise I will lose it. And I do it like this. Of course, you need to fill it with water. It's very easy. And then you need to open your jar with your shampoo and put it here, just few drops. Just few drops, and it's good enough. So it's very important to change the surface tension, so insects will fly and fall down. And this is a fluorescent yellow color of plates is very attractive for many groups of insects, especially for Hymenoptera, for Diptera, and I would say probably 10 different orders of insects are collected here in a great amount, by the way. So when you put it somewhere in a field, next step, you need to collect it. For that, you use again what? You need to use just this type of net. This big one or small one, no matter. And this type we use it maybe for collecting, okay, small copepods, small material just somewhere in a lake, in a pool, and usually you can buy it in a pet shop. So this use again for aquarium for your fish. What should I do? Next time, after 2 or 3 days period, I go to the field and I see that different insects will be inside this plate. If you don't need them, you can just take them off. Yeah, throw them away. Big size taxa, maybe you can throw them away if you don't need them. If you need them, you save it. And after that, or sometimes some other animals, they drop inside, they die, like snails. You need to take off snail because it will destroy all of your sample. And after that, you put it like this, just near another plate, and you fill it again. Well, so your insects will be inside this small net, and here will be again clean solution of water. So put it again back in your collected place, in your place where you're collecting insects, by the way. So, yes, this is used for monitoring of your insects. Well, and these insects will be inside your net. You need to bring it, you need to put all your samples inside this net. So sometimes it will be filled just like that. That part will be with insects. So you will bring it to laboratory, this all your field sample, and again you need to wash it. You need to wash it under the stream of water. That's very important, very desirable step, because just you need to wash it during maybe 5 minutes to take off all the shampoo, all salt from insects. Insects are very flexible, they will be not broken, but just solution of shampoo, you should clean it from it. So after cleaning of your insects, well, the final step, you put it inside your glass jars or maybe inside plastic jars, and you need to fill this jar with ethanol, 70% or 96% ethanol. For instance, this part with different grasshoppers, wasps and beetles were collected on this type of plates just on the ground last year, just in city of Kyiv, nearly the center of Kyiv. And again, you need to put inside this glass jar your label and just glue another label on your glass or just on this top. Again, so this material will be saved during winter and other years. Probably better, hopefully you can put it in a dark place, otherwise the colors will be just slowly destroyed. And of course, if you collect a lot of samples, your samples then later must be selected. So you select all these samples, and I will show you, and put all different types of insects inside small plastic tubes with separate different labels for each taxa, for each group of selected insects. Because in these plates you will collect thousands of insects, and of course step by step, hour by hour, you need to select different groups for your precise investigation or for description of a biodiversity for insects on your specific area. So this is next step. And again, these small samples, they are most valuable, so you need to save them. If you have a space, you can or you need to put them in a dark place, and also in a refrigerator, and even in a freezer of refrigerator, maybe with a temperature -10, -20 degree, 12, 20 degree. So ethanol will not be frozen, insects will not be destroyed, but they will be saved for years before their final investigation and extraction of them from these samples. So your material will be saved for many years and ready for the study. These insects, definitely, they are not so clean like just collected by sweeping net, and maybe they are not so useful for molecular study, because here we're in a water, they were partially under the influence of water with salt and shampoo, but nevertheless they're very useful for morphological study. So if you put many plates, after a certain period of time, so maybe 1 month, you will collect samples, and you will have just many samples with different taxonomical groups of insects. So you select them on different periods, so that's why you can just check just the changes of a biodiversity on your specific area, and of course you can select different groups in each of these samples. So you see here the smallest, for instance, and here the biggest still. This is not selected. Insects. So put it in a dark place. I showed it just for you. So these are few methods how to collect insects: dry, or save them in ethanol for a long time for investigation, for taxonomical study, for morphological study, or for molecular study, just in ethanol. So you can use it. So by the way, they're useful for different taxa of insects, including Hymenoptera and others. And by the way, these methods are used for entomological study, for collecting material and for saving, for storage and for extraction all specific taxonomical groups of parasitic insects for my investigation. So, and of course you can check some books with some specific details, or you can ask me on email or just write under this video in your comments. And if you like this video, you can put just this sign just on the right side of this video, sign like, write your comments, subscribe on my video channel, ask me questions, write your comments with your questions, and I will do next video keeping in mind your questions, your ideas, and I will answer your questions. And see you soon on my channel, and good luck collecting insects. If you collect insects, be careful, don't over collect them, but sell them carefully. They will be used for your personal entomological study, or maybe you will bring all these samples to your colleagues, experts, entomologists. So if you collected these samples, bring it to our department, send it to our department. We will sort it, we will select it, we will study it, and we need to describe insects which will be in these materials. We don't need only insects, we need papers, publications about these insects, and we will publish papers, scientific papers with description of the taxonomy, morphology, distribution and biodiversity of these tiny insects, as far as we study parasitic wasp, parasitic Hymenoptera in our department. So study insects, collect them, send it to us, or ask your experts in your local city, in your local museum or university about identification, and keep in touch, and good luck, and see you soon. Good luck. Press like.
До новых встреч. Пока-пока.
Hello my dear friends, best greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. If you have any questions about entomology, about insects inside your house, inside your flat, or maybe in your garden or orchard, so you can send me your private message on my email, and I will be very pleased to answer your questions, or maybe give you kind of advice how to get rid of these insects inside your house, or maybe in your orchard or garden. So as far as possible, I can try to be useful for you. But if you want to support my channel, so welcome to go to Patreon page. And this is special Patreon page where you can support my channel. So you can send a couple of your American dollars or just British pounds or French or just European euros on this account. So I will be very pleased to have you as a sponsor, and I will indicate you as a patron in the subtitles of my video as sponsor who supported video and supported entomological science on my channel. Thank you very much. I would like and see you soon on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe and welcome to my Patreon page. Bye bye, see you soon on my channel and to be my sponsor.